got it locked on Roadium Radio.
Hey Tony, drop that. What bass?
I bet. Dr. Dre in the place to be. Co-rockin' shit with my homeboy Steve. After Roadium, get stupid dumb. Yo, don't think that you can get none of Dre. The motherfucking doctor, the bitch hopper, the sucker motherfucking stopper. I'm fucked up, so don't mind what I'm saying. I'm just kicking it. But Steve, Tony, A.A, Susan, yo, we be choosing dope shit to put in a mix. Know what I'm saying? We kick shit like and that's a fact. And if your shit ain't in the mix, you know it's whack. And that ain't no bullshit. I'm kicking facts on a serious tip. Word up, Dr. Dre's in full effect doing serious damage, boy.
Tony A. Tony A. When you're ready, go.
Welcome back, everybody, to Roadium Radio episode 178. And before I introduce my special guest, just a couple of minor announcements. Once again, if you want to submit your music, roadiumradio@gmail.com. Make sure you guys email it there, not to my DM. I don't open up links on my DM or to my inbox. I never even open up my inbox on Facebook. So just go to roadiumradio@gmail.com. Submit your music / videos and a short bio, and we'll get to it in a timely manner. I'm trying to do a lot more interviews this month and possibly even next month. But but once again, do not send your music without a short bio. If you have a short bio, please include it, a little bit of your history, and what you do, whether you're a musician, an athlete, rapper, singer, whatever. Just go to roadiumradio@gmail.com. And for the merch, DOCUMIXERY.com. For those that are interested in buying hats, tank tops, sweaters, whatever, DOCUMIXERY.com. And other than that, let me give a shout out to my sponsor right here, the drink, 3D Energy Drink, who blesses me with these. So once again, you can pick them up at Target, GNC, or at your favorite gym, I guess. So other than that, if I have another announcement, I'll give it to you right before we go to break. So without further ado, please allow me to introduce my very special guest of the night, Swifty Blue.
What up, what up?
How you doing, brother?
What's happening?
How you been?
I'm better now,
Yeah, you know what? I saw a little video, I guess, when you were exiting the courthouse in Compton or something like that. You had just gotten out. What was that, a couple of months back?
Yeah, in June. That was June.
Okay.
June 3rd, to be exact.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're out.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate you.
You know what? I wanted to share something with you. Let me see if I still have it up. Okay. The last time you were here, it was episode 29. We are at episode 178. That was 149 shows ago.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm glad you're back, man.
Glad to be here.
And I know we're going to be talking a lot about music. I know we're going to be talking about getting into a lot of stuff. But today was pretty much just like a kickback day. But I want to ask you and let the fans know, what does Swifty Blue do on a day that I'm just going to chill? What do you like to watch, man? What do you like to do?
Man, you know what? I like to do a little bit of everything. So even when I'm not doing too much on a kickback day, man, I'm busy. You know what I'm saying? So whether I'm, me, I like to eat. So whether I'm eating somewhere good, at a joint, at a bomb joint, whether I'm with the family, spending time we out somewhere, or with the boys in the studio, but I'm not, that's kickback to me. You know what I'm saying? That's a kickback day. And
yeah, you try to make it productive.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? That's what happened today. Today was a kickback day, but
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For
a while on my last page, because I think since I've known you, I've had like 3 or 4 pages fucking deleted.
Man.
And for a while you were posting up videos that you were going to the gym, like a while back. What happened with that, man?
Man, that was before I went to jail, and you know what? It was hard to be consistent because I'm like, one day I'm motivated, next day I'm like, man, I'm gonna kick back today. It's just, it's just hard to find that push.
Right.
But I'm gonna get it popping again. I see you be working out, you be on your stuff, so you know what I'm saying. I get motivated by everybody else I see do their stuff, but it's just hard to really get going,
Yeah, like me, when people tell me, how do you do it, going to the gym? Because I go 5 days a week. Okay, I try to get it in early. My thing is that I look at gym like PE class in high school or in junior high school.
Okay.
That's the way I look at it, because I know everybody there at the damn gym. I'll be there sometimes like an hour and a half, 2 hours, because I conversate a lot in between sets and stuff like that. Or I get people to spot me, or we just talk health, nutrition, or whatever. And then literally like right around the corner is my nutrition place where I buy all my protein, my amino acids, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
So, shit, man. I work out right here in Carson. So maybe you ought to come through one day, man. I'll get you a pass.
Yeah, man. Let me know. I'll slide up.
Yeah, because I know for a while you were taking pictures without a shirt, man. Are you still doing that or what?
Man, you know, you know what, man? I ain't been working out, so you know I ain't really been flexing or nothing. But real soon, give me a month or two. Once I start working out again, you gonna see me without my shirt all the time.
That'll work, man.
Showing off the ink and all that.
Yeah. Bringing sexy back.
Yeah, you know.
Okay, so now whenever you turn on the TV, if you do, what is Swifty like to watch, man?
You know what? Well, like I think everybody nowadays, everybody just be like on Netflix,
yes,
or like on YouTube.
Yeah.
So whether I'm watching, you know, I like watching a lot of like stand up comedy.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. You know, or documentaries, but I don't be watching TV too much. You know, just certain downtime. But I don't like. I got a short attention span.
Okay.
So I get distracted easy.
What about like sports?
Sports. The only thing I like watching sports that I could actually watch is basketball, the Lakers. But you know, like shit, they've been so fucking garbage lately. Like I don't even want to watch the games. Just the playoffs. You know, the NBA finals and shit.
Right.
But you know.
Did you watch the what was it, the Milwaukee Bucks and Phoenix Suns game yesterday?
No, I didn't.
You know, to me, that was an exciting series. I wish I could have saw it, but I was in here, interviewing last night.
Who won?
Milwaukee won the championship.
Wow.
Yeah, because they were there the last couple of years, like in the playoffs, but they kept losing.
Hey, well, fuck it. Fucking Suns took it from the Lakers, so fuck the Suns.
and what happened was they were down 2-0, and they came back and won 4 games in a row.
What?
Yeah, I mean, like the Suns could not win one, like out of those 4. Like
Chris, what's his name? Chris Paul.
Yeah,
he's never gonna get a championship.
No, he's not. It's too late. It's too late.
Should have came to the Lakers, motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What about football?
Man, I watched the Super Bowl, but even then, like, shit. I don't really like that shit. I don't really like it, but you know what? It's cool. Like, like the barbecue Super Bowl Sunday. That I can't watch the season. Like,
Yeah.
Like I told you, I got a short attention span.
Right.
So yeah.
I'd
rather watch a novella or something. Watch some females on the TV or something. You know, so I can't watch. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Yesterday, I recommended a documentary. Since you watch Netflix, it's called "How to Be a Tyrant."
Ooh.
And that one, it talks about Fidel Castro. It talks about A.DA, Hitler, Stalin, and I
like stuff like that.
Yes, that one's a really, really good one. I mean, if you kind of want to look into, they broke it down really, really good. What kind of people they were, how they controlled the people, and how they came up.
Yeah.
But
what do they call them? Those kind of people?
Dictators.
Dictators. Okay.
Yes. So this one is called "How to Be a Tyrant," and the thing was that every single one of them, as soon as they got like in office, they pretty much started instilling fear in people that if you don't do what I say, I'm gonna take your ass out. And they were killing everybody, millions, hundreds of thousands of people. But in the very beginning, one common tie that they all had was that they would tell the people what they wanted to hear, like every politician, until you get them to vote for them.
Sell you the dream.
Yes, sell you the dream, and then after a while, tell you to drink the Kool-Aid.
Man.
So.
And the Kool-Aid's poisoned.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, man, that was a good one. And today I watched one. It was pretty much before your time, but if you ever have an opportunity, check it out. It's called "Lean on Me" with Morgan Freeman. Came out in 1989. Oh. It's a dope. He's a principal. Yeah. And he turns this whole school around. So, for those of you who've never heard "Lean on Me," look it up with Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman is a dope ass actor.
Yeah, dope.
Yeah. Now, movies. Do you like gangster movies, man?
Yeah, I like gangster movies.
See, your attention span is not so short when it comes to those kind of movies. Huh?
Yeah, because gangster movies show all the like the dumb stuff, like the killing and the drug dealing, and
Right.
so it's kind of exciting.
What's your favorite, if any?
You be like, oh, it's a movie about my life.
What's your favorite, if any, favorite gangster movie? At least your favorite.
Let me see which one I've been watching a lot. You know what? Shit. It's not my favorite, but I like the new one that Conejo just did.
Okay.
What is it called again? I forgot. I think I got a short attention.
The Tax Collector?
Tax Collector. Hard. That movie was hard.
Yeah. That was a good movie. Much props to him.
Not my favorite, but it's a good one. That you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, but
it's up there.
Yeah, for sure.
Like movies, like of course, like the classics, like Casino, Carlito's Way, of course, Scarface.
Scarface hard as fuck.
Yeah,
I was just watching it the other day.
You know that they're supposedly doing a remake.
I heard.
So.
I heard.
But now, here's my thing when it comes to those kind of movies. Name me a remake that's
successful.
Yeah, that's better than the first one.
Yeah, it's like when they made the new Spider-Man movie. I'm like, man, they fucked this shit up. Yeah, it'd be like that.
Right. Now, I know you've been out for a couple of months. Have you been back into the studio? Have you been working?
Well, you know what, active? Man. Matter of fact, we just dropped the video today. Matter of fact, we just dropped it like literally probably a few seconds ago. So I got new music coming out. I've been working. I've been sitting on some music, and I haven't really dropped nothing for a minute. So today's that day. It's been like we're already in what month is this? July. We're already July, 7 months in the year. I haven't dropped shit. So this is the first video we dropping of the year, and we got a lot more coming. But yeah, so anybody want to check it out? Swifty Blue on YouTube. Subscribe and stay tuned.
Swifty Blue on YouTube. Now, is this your new page, or has it been up for a while?
It's been up. I've had it for about a couple years now. So we just really trying to build it up, grow subscribers. I think I got like close to 40,000 subscribers. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to get 100,000 and fuck around and get 500. Trying to build it up. Yeah. For sure.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the link of that video, and I'll put it on my community on my YouTube so that all my subscribers can.
Appreciate that. Yeah, that's love.
Yeah, that's what we do here, bro. We show love to everyone, man. And I know that you have brought some others, artists, producers here.
Yeah, I brought my label with me, a couple artists from my label.
Okay, and let's talk a little bit about your label. How old is your label? Like, how long have you been doing it for?
You know what? We've been dropping music since about 2018.
Okay.
With the label, so around that time we got established. And we've been going hard since. We've been pushing since, and we haven't stopped.
Okay, and are you still signing artists as well?
Well, you know what? As of right now, we're just working on our situation. Like what I got, because I got a brother label. I got another situation. I own Grammy Records, and I got a brother label. That they invest in me as an artist. So I'm just getting really getting things situated so I could invest into another artist. You get what I'm saying? Okay. So I'm just really trying to make sure what I got going is good with my label and everything's smooth. So then I could just focus on the other artists that I want to bring up or push, and do something aside from just me being a rapper. Just you know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? Before we dig a little bit more into your label and your artist, I wanted to ask you. If somebody wanted to maybe submit their music, like let's just say you're saying, yeah, I'm signing artists now. How can they get a hold of you? Is it by email? Is it just DM?
The best way to get a hold of me, like if you're trying to get a hold of me, send some music or whatnot, the best bet would be to send it to the Real Grammy Records, and that's on Instagram at the Real Grammy Records. So that'll be the best way to get a hold of me. You could hit them in a DM and send them a link, send them whatever, and they get at me. Like my business partner, he gets at me. He'll let me know, like, look, these people are tapping in on my. I try to keep up with mines, but I got too many messages and whatnot. I don't even open them sometimes. You get what I'm saying?
No, it's true because
it's hectic.
It does get hectic because I probably just on submissions, people that just send me their links, like all day, listen to my music, and I constantly tell them. I try to be nice. Don't send them here. I'm not going to listen to them.
Stop sending me your shit.
Pretty much, back then it was even tougher because in the late 80s and early 90s, they were just constantly sending me cassettes.
Yeah.
You know, and it's cool. You know, I do listen to them, but a lot of times I like to ask artists at least have more than one song.
Yes.
You know, they say, well, you know what, I only have one song. Okay, but you got a bio. Well, I'll tell you whatever you need to know when you call me. Nah, dude, send me a short bio. Send me a picture of who you are and a video. Well, we don't have no videos, but we just have one song. I'm like,
man,
you know, what are we going to talk about?
Right.
That's the thing. You know, you got to start building yourself up as far as music is concerned, as far as visuals is concerned, because visuals are very, very important.
Yeah, you need that resume.
That's exactly what the word I was looking for. You need that resume. Now, as far as producers, who produced this track, this video that's out right now?
This one that we're dropping today, this one is produced by Lola Great, and man, you know what the other producer's name? I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it. Corleone or something like that. Coronado, Coronado.
Okay. And
Yeah, Zay Coronado. Yeah, he's hard as fuck too.
so and are you open to work with different producers as well?
Yeah, I actually am. I like working with new producers because everybody has different flavors and shit.
Yeah, different sound.
Yeah, everybody got a different sound.
And now let me ask you this: what, if you will, up and coming artists or artists that are out right now, not necessarily on the radio, but what artists would you say are hot or on your radar? Like I like this guy, I like this guy, I like this guy, I like or like her.
One of the artists out here in LA that's coming up, my little homie Suede, he's hot, he's booming.
And what was the name again?
Suede, money sign Suede.
You know what? It's fine. I think my son just told me about him. He could tell me, Dad, you got to get him. You got to get him.
Yeah, you know what? Shit, I might be able to help you. You know what I'm saying? That's my little homie, so I'll let him know.
Okay.
But he's hot, yeah, for sure. You definitely got to interview him.
Okay, yeah, because my boy kept telling me, Dad, you got to get this guy. And I was like, who is this guy?
He's young, too.
Yeah.
I forgot how old I think he's 20 years old.
Okay.
He just turned 20.
Okay. What about that? There's another guy. Now, I'm asking because I'm going to be 100. I don't listen to their music, but a lot of people request them. There's a guy from out here. He's Peso.
Oh, Peso, that's Suede's homie.
Okay.
That's Suede's homie, yeah, for sure.
Do you listen to his stuff?
Yeah, he's hot.
Okay.
He's hard.
Okay.
I got a song with Suede and Peso coming out soon.
All right.
Both of them on the same record.
All right.
Yeah.
That'll work. Now, what about, I'm asking because I don't know, and I like the people to get it to see a different side of you, see what you listen to. Do you listen to any Texas rappers?
You know what? I listen to a few Texas rappers. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Listen to a few of them.
Anybody you care to mention by name?
You know what? Like my boy YTM, Lil Vant out there.
Okay.
Yeah, him and my boy, who else? Who else out there? My boy Wolfpack.
Okay.
Wolfpack. Who else out there? It's a couple homies out there doing these stuff.
Now, what about the Peso from over there?
Peso.
He's the hardest essay. That's what he.
That guy's arrogant.
That's what he says. So.
Yeah, he's fucking crazy. He's fucking crazy.
But yeah, you know what? It's crazy because I seen an interview where they asked him, to explain why he's the hardest essay.
Yeah.
So, but I'm gonna say this, and I'm kind of like leaking it out there right now. I don't know when, but I'm gonna have the opportunity to ask him that question.
Oh, that's dope.
So
That's dope.
yeah. So, and he already confirmed. He just got to give me the date.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That's
so
cool.
so I told him I want to ask him. And then I just recently heard Peso from out here.
Yeah.
Through I don't know if you know Spliff DTV.
Yeah, I know. I heard the Spliff.
Yeah.
Uncle Spliff.
Yeah, Uncle Spliff. I interviewed him here as well, and he just recently gave a reaction video to the artist that I produced, Mr. D.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he loved it, man. He loved it. He said, I had to eat my words, Tony A.
I've been trying to get you to produce something for me.
I know. Okay, look, here's what we're going to do. Here's what I want to do, okay, because I just ordered my drum machine. I'm one of these guys.
Yeah.
I can't sit there with a mouse, drag and drop on the laptop. I've never, not from that school. My drum machine should probably be here because it was back ordered in about 2 months.
Okay.
When it comes, I'm gonna call you in. I'm gonna play you some shit, and we'll go from there.
Hey.
I really want to do something really different with you.
No, let's do it. Man, I could do everything. Everything.
Okay.
People underestimate me. No, yeah, DJ Quick would say a lot of stuff when I pulled up to the studio before I went to jail. I told him I mentioned you, and he said nothing but good stuff. He was like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we've been knowing each other. Well, I was maybe 19 or 20 when I met her because they were all still in high school.
Yeah.
When I met them, and knowing and meeting Quick at an early, age when we're teenagers, the guy was already a genius, bro. He was already a genius, and I thought I was dope on my damn drum machine, but when I saw him on his, because he had the same one, like he gave me a run for my fucking money,
man.
Bro. He's really, really dope, know. And of course, that was like pretty much how I came up. That was my crew. I produced High C's first album, then we went. All of our albums dropped in 1991. In December, it'll be 30 years since my album dropped.
Wow.
Yeah, and I proudly say this, I had 3 songs on the radio that same year.
Not even 30 years old myself.
Yeah, man, and we were signed to one of the biggest record labels in the world. Back then, because rap was still
Who you
somewhat
guys
new.
signed to?
Disney.
Oh.
We were the first Black and Chicano to ever be signed to Disney, the first rap group. Even though I didn't rap, my manager made sure to that they signed me as an artist. So they put us there as an artist, High C featuring 28. We released 2 records from there. But I when they let High C go, because I was signed as an artist, I still stayed the remainder of my 7 years.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
I did a lot of remixes for them and stuff like that.
Oh, that's dope.
Well, one thing I will say this, that if you can, get your songs in movies. If you have any type of hookup, because those royalties always pay. I've had songs in 3 movies, and I still collect royalties 30 years later.
Man.
So if Netflix movies,
We're going to plug in.
yeah,
We're going to plug in for sure.
yeah. And you know what? And I can connect you to the guy that gets him in movies, bro.
Yeah, no, for sure.
He's actually Quick's old manager.
No, yeah, that's dope.
So I'll make that play.
I had the opportunity to do a song exclusive for a movie that one of my friends did. He did a movie. The name of the movie is Sancho Claus.
Okay.
Sancho Claus. So I did exclusive soundtrack for the movie, and yeah, so that was pretty cool. It's a small project, but like I could say I did something for a film.
Yeah. You're building up your resume.
Yeah, for sure. So that was kind of fun experience. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, as far as movies is concerned, you ever want to do any acting?
You know what? I do for sure.
Okay.
For sure. I feel like I'm gonna have to work on like whether it's a film like a documentary film about my life or something about my career or whatever. I'm gonna have to do something based on my story.
Yeah.
for sure.
I think that'll be good, especially based on your life.
Yeah, for sure.
You
No
know.
doubt.
Yeah. I mean, I did a documentary, and I had never ever directed before, but it came out really, really good. I'm doing the Chicano rap documentary now. I directed Mr. D's video, and believe me, you know what? I don't ever release anything unless I know the shit's a banger. Okay?
Yes.
So I always encourage artists, make sure the shit's a banger. Don't ever just release something just to say, we're just throwing it out there.
Mm-hmm.
You don't ever want that. Every song, at least with my mindset, it's got to be a fucking banger. I want motherfuckers to remember this song, 30 years from now, 10 years, 5 years from now,
Sure.
Because today, you have so many artists that just drop, single, and within a week, they're kind of forgotten, So I like to tell people, let's take our time, let's create this, and this shit will last forever.
Yes, no doubt.
So now, as far as your gear, because I know for a while you were pulling up the spot, you were saying pull up. Are you still selling your gear?
You know what? I'm going. The website's under construction, so like I'm going to remodel everything. The merch, make some changes, come back strong.
Okay.
So everything's on hold for now.
Okay.
Okay. I got a situation with Shaka, so we're gonna drop some new merch. We just working on designs and whatnot, all that good stuff.
Dope. Now, as far I asked you about certain artists, and you gave me a couple of names. What about females? Any hot females out there right now that you say, okay, I'll fuck with her music?
Did you already interview Bella?
Like 3 times.
3 times. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's dope.
Yeah.
You know me, I just got out of jail, so shit. You know, I haven't been on the internet too much. You know, I just look. Who else? Who else is really hot other than her? Like, and she's young. You know who you gotta get a hold of, but she might be a little hard to get a hold of, but it ain't impossible. Snow the Product.
Okay. You know, I had talked to her DJ because and I'm glad you're bringing that up because a lot of people do request her.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the ones that they request a lot. Snow the Product, Conejo.
Okay.
What's his name?
You haven't got Conejo in here?
No. We've talked like throughout the year, bro. And he was just saying that, you know what, his schedule wouldn't allow it. And then finally he ended up telling me that he would be down to do it, but he wanted me to go over there. And I just said, bro, I can't take my setup over there. So
no. If you do it right here already, why would you go out the way for him?
Right. So, but I would love to for the fans' sake, you know. But we've talked on the phone, and he's always told me, yeah. But
no, yeah, he's good people. He's good people.
Yeah. So just got to give me a date. But Snow the Product's been one of them, and I'm trying to remember the other heads. Capone, another guy that people have asked me for, and all of these people, I either talked to them personally,
yeah,
or maybe a mutual friend. But I talked to him, and he told me that he wanted to do it. He just needs to give me a date.
Okay.
But sometimes giving me a date has been like 7, 8, 9 months.
Man, you know, I understand a lot of people are busy, but you got to make time for certain things sometimes, you know?
Right. Yeah. So he's another one. But as far as females, there was another female that, Reverie.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what's up with Reverie? Have you got her in here?
No. What happened was that we gave her several dates, and she kept canceling all of them. So after a while, you just got to be like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to shoot you no more. I think I shot her like 3 dates. And everything was fine. She emailed me her pictures, and we had the flyers ready. But, I'm not going to be able to make it. I'm in Mexico. I respect that. Cool. Can you reschedule me? I respect that. Give her another date. Hey, I'm going to stay extra time in Mexico. Okay, cool. The third time, after a while, it's like, you know what?
Well, yeah, for sure. I understand. No doubt. Nah, she's cool, though. That would be cool to have her on here.
I would love to conversate with her. Now, as far
as person.
Yes. As far as Snow, I spoke to her DJ. I don't know if she actually even has a DJ or who this guy was.
Yes.
But he said, I'll get it for you. Okay, cool. We were in contact with each other. She said she's not doing interviews right now. Ask her back in a couple of months. And I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. You know.
That kind of does sound like her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I heard that she's a little like, you know, like she's busy and stuff, whatnot,
right.
You know, so.
But you know what? Let's be honest. And I don't just say this about her because I'm not picking on anyone, but just in general across the board with artists. If I can pick up the phone and call B Real from Cypress Hill, somebody that has a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and he can come do my interview twice.
Yeah, I remember. I remember when the first time you got him on here. That was dope.
Yeah,
I remember. But you know what? A lot of times people don't know who they're dealing with as well. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's all it is.
And B Real calls me and tells me, I want you to be on my podcast. So I went there as well.
The thing about Be Real, you know, he knows what's up with you. You know, he knows you OG, old school. You know what I'm saying? You've been in the music game doing your stuff. You know, it's these other people who are newer in the game who they don't know. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So maybe if they kind of knew a little more background,
right,
then maybe they'll probably respect it and make more time for it.
Right. Well, maybe I ought to send them my bio.
Yeah. Right. You know what I'm
yeah.
Man.
But anyway, check this out. We're going to go ahead and take a 10-minute break.
Let's get it.
We're going to come right back and when we talk about what can people expect from Swifty Blue 2021. So, okay, everybody, once again, make sure you call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody, let them know that Swifty Blue is in the motherfucking building. We'll be back 10 minutes. You'll call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody. Let them know that Roadium Radio is live up in this biatch. And welcome back, everybody, to Roadium Radio episode 178. And we're just going to go ahead and jump right back into it with none other than Swifty Blue. Glad you're here once again.
What up, what up?
You know, I wanted to bring something up interesting to you that I don't think I brought up to you, was it 149 episodes ago? Do you listen, or are you a fan at all of East Coast rap?
You know what? It's a good question. I like some of their artists, but I choose to keep it West Coast.
Okay.
You know, I like some of their artists, like, you know, some East Coast artists, but I choose to keep it West Coast.
Okay, if I were to ask you, possibly, you know, 5 dope either artists or groups, 5.
Dead or alive?
It could be either.
Okay.
From the East Coast, who would that be?
From the East Coast, well, you know, definitely you got, you know, like, you got Nas.
Okay.
You got Big L.
Okay.
You got Biggie.
Yeah.
You got motherfuckers like Mobb Deep.
Yeah.
And shit. I hate to say it, but you always gotta mention Jay-Z. You got Jigga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's dope. That's dope. And now, have you ever been out there to New York?
Not New York.
Okay.
I haven't been out there for sure. I haven't.
Okay. I always encourage rappers, whether they're West Coast or whatever genre their music is, go to New York, man. Honestly, I think you'll enjoy yourself out there.
No doubt.
At least for me, I've gone out there several times, and that's because I got friends that live out there. So either I'll stay with them, and they kind of give me the tour. You know, I go in the subways because growing up, you know, I was a b-boy. You know, break dancer. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for real?
Yeah. So I mean, I was a tall, goofy break dancer, but I used to try. And growing up, you know, we watched all the New York stuff because you grow up knowing that hip hop, if you will, or the DJing, the cutting, the scratching, the breaking, all came from New York. So a lot of cats out here in the 80s wanted to be from New York. So I grew up watching B Street, Style Wars, you know, everything that came out of New York. So my dream was to always go out there. The bad thing is some of our legends are dying now, like Biz Markie, rest in peace. He just died like, I don't even know if it's even been a week, but he passed away, and he has some great songs. If you haven't seen it, there's one, I don't know if you ever heard of a female rapper named Roxanne Shante. Okay. Have you ever heard of her?
You know what? I'm not sure. Name rings a bell a little bit.
Okay. On Netflix, they have a movie about her. They actually did a movie. It's pretty good. Since you were thinking about either doing a documentary or a movie about yourself, maybe you should look into hers and see how the way she put a spin on hers. She did a little bit more of about her private life than she actually did about her rap career.
Okay.
You know, but she was a dope female. Well, she still is. But now, top 5 West Coast albums or artists. West Coast that you would say, these are my 5, Tone.
You know, for sure, you want to rock with some West Coast shit. You want to rock, you for sure know, off top, you rocking with Pac, you know?
Okay.
For sure. You gonna bump some Snoop. Bump some Snoop, you gonna bump some Dre. You gonna fuck with Quick. You gonna fuck with Corrupt.
Dope. Now, if you could choose 3 artists from the West Coast, dead or alive, okay, that you could say, Tone, I would love to do a song with these guys. 1 song each. Who would it be?
3 artists?
3 artists, dead or alive.
From the West?
Correct. Like a bucket list type of artist list, you know?
For sure, the number 1 bucket list for me would have been like Nipsey Hussle.
Okay.
Nipsey Hussle. Another one, Tupac. That would have been dope. Even though it sounds crazy, like, you know, like he's different era. Who else? Let me see. Nate Dogg.
Okay. Now, here's the crazy part. All those 3 are deceased now. Rest in peace, you know?
Yes.
Is there anybody alive today that you would say from the West Coast to be like, okay, I would do a song with him?
You know, I think Dr. Dre.
Dope. Dope. Now let me ask you something about Nipsey, because there's something that, I mean, as it is, whether he was alive or whether he's no longer here, people, you know, they loved his music, they loved him. Okay, what do you think it was about Nipsey that you really liked, man? That you think made him different?
His mindset, business orientated. You know, he was smart, and he knew how to make people gravitate towards him.
Okay.
His energy.
Okay. And you know what? I'm glad you said that, because I had this one guy here, and I won't give it up, but he told me during the break. He said that's exactly what he loved about Nipsey, what you just said right now. But on the other hand, he said something that he would never go public with, because he said, if I ever say it, it'll just come out wrong. He said, so it's almost like I can't disagree with something he did, because he's what he told me. That he was very business orientated, you know, he did stuff for the community, you know, he kept it in the hood and everything. He said, but I just thought he was just an average rapper. He said, and I know if I say that today, not only would it come off that I'm hating, but that he's not even with us anymore. So it'll come out even worse.
Yeah.
You know, and I said, no, I get it. I understand. He goes, I just didn't see what everybody else saw in his raps.
It's kind of hard to say he's an average rapper, because his fucking funeral was bigger than Michael Jackson's. You know what I'm saying? So how's that average?
Yeah, he was
not
loved.
Average at all. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You had the whole LA out there.
Yeah.
That's not an average person, but you know, everybody has their own opinions.
Right.
A small-minded person, you know.
Right. Yeah, you know, and like I said, everybody's entitled to their opinion.
No doubt, no doubt.
You know, it's kind of like one guy, I asked him, who did he like better if he had to choose an album? And I give everybody this question, I'll give it to you. You had Biggie, Life After Death, double CD album, and then you had Pac's All Eyes on Me, double CD album. I asked him, which one did you like better? And he said, well, I like Pac, but I don't want to sound like I'm dissing Biggie. And I'm like, you're not dissing him. You know, this is just your opinion. This is what you like.
Sure, no doubt.
So now I ask you, which one do you like better?
No doubt. Pac.
Pac.
Yeah, I'm from the West.
Okay, now, what was it about Pac that you gravitated to as far as his music is concerned? What was it?
You know, very similar like Nipsey, his energy. You know, he had a way of making people gravitate towards him.
Yeah.
And for sure, you know, just like a genuine soul.
Yeah. And you know what? There's only a few people like that. You know what I'm saying? That are like the Nipseys and like the Pacs. But the sad thing about it is that they don't last.
Man. You know.
What do you think it is, man?
This world is evil. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like the good people die young and the bad people live long. You know what I'm saying?
Very, very true, man. You know.
Yeah.
Very true.
Shit, I don't know what it is. That's just the way it is.
You know, and then for like the way, you know, and I'm not trying to make a long conversation of this because it's a very, very sad situation, the way it happened with Nipsey. You know, nobody deserves that. But for somebody to do that to him in his own store, in his own neighborhood.
Well, yeah, his own circle, really.
Right.
Yeah,
So it's terrible. And then same thing with Pac, Biggie, and, you know, I mean, those guys are, Pac was, if I'm correct, 25, Biggie was 24. And if I'm correct, I think you're 26?
25.
25, okay.
Yeah, I always think about stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
I always think about stuff.
I mean, you've already outlived Biggie.
Yeah, and recently I was at the MGM. I even mentioned it in one of my songs.
Uh-huh.
But, you know, I'm at the MGM and stuff, you know. I'm over there, and I'm my last birthday when I turned 25, I was over there. So I'm like, yeah, I'm 25 years old. I'm right here at MGM. I'm like, I'm young. I'm like young like Pac when he was out here. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn. So I was just thinking about shit like that, like, damn, you know, like, he lost his life around this time.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know.
Yeah, it just gives something to think about.
We gotta be on our P's and Q's out here, like, 10 steps ahead, because.
You know, and it's always somebody, you know, for different reasons. They just don't like you for some dumb reason, or they're just jealous of you.
Yeah, you know what, it's inevitable. It's like you never know. You never know what could happen.
Right.
Any place, any time when you're most comfortable.
Yeah.
For sure.
Very, very true. You know what? And I'm fortunate and blessed that I'm 53 and I'm still here. So I'm thankful for that. And I still live in my neighborhood.
Blessings.
Yeah, yeah.
That's no blessings.
But now, speaking of neighborhoods, there was something that you were posting for a while. I'm not sure if you're still doing it. I believe you are. But the attacks that were happening on the eloteros,
Yes.
you know, what, if anything, what made you reach out to them, you know, and help them? Because I know you blessed many of them financially.
Well, I just have to bring awareness. You know, we got a platform. We promote music. You know, we post things about our personal life, whatnot. You get what I'm saying? So I was just like, let me post this video right here. Let me post these things. You know, see if we could get you know, a reaction from the people, and you know, obviously we did get a reaction.
Yeah.
So
When you meet these people that were attacked, you know, some of them were punched. You know, I don't know if any of them. I believe one of them had a gun pointed at him, or different type of attacks.
all types of different situations.
Yeah. How many people total did you end up meeting yourself?
Well, I met, you know, it's hard to keep count, hard to keep track, but I met a few different, like, street vendors and people in the streets that we try to help different people, like, you know, not even only street vendors, but just like, you know, families that we try to help and stuff that been through situations or whatnot, but, you know, like Raza and stuff.
Right.
So.
What were some of the stories that when you finally met some of these people on the street that were trying to make a living, that were working, that their food would be taken or their money was being taken or they were being harassed? What were some of the stories that maybe some of them were telling you? Did they say, like, this guy just came up out of nowhere and hit me? Or
Well, they say that, like, one of the corn ladies that we helped, one of the first ladies that we helped, she would tell me that she would get a lot of problems from certain blocks and certain areas, and they would harass her a lot. So she would tell us stuff like that it's hard for her to hustle because she has to worry about getting robbed, or she has to, you know, fear for her life. And she just out here trying to make some money to feed her family, you know, trying to make a living. That's it, you know. Most of these people don't have papers or whatnot, so it's hard for them to get a job. They don't have Social Security, stuff like that. So. And
many of them, it's hard for them to even let the police know because they're.
Oh yes, you know, like, you know, since they're undocumented, since they're, you know, most of them are immigrants, they feel like they can't go to the law, you know, and it's understood. You know, I have people in my family, you know, my brother and my sister, they're immigrants themselves, you know, like I got people in my family, all that. So it's like, you know, a lot of times you can't do things that a person with paper, you know, can.
Right.
For sure, you know, it's risky, but.
Yeah.
You know.
So here they are, just in the neighborhood, and people either they just don't want them there, or is it they're just robbing them for their money? And because I think a lot of people that are robbing them know that they're not gonna call the cops, know that they're undocumented, so let me just go take their shit.
You know, people know that they're vulnerable and they got cash on them. You know, whether it's a little bit or whatnot, they got cash on them, and they just know, like, oh, you know, these persons, they're 9 times out of 10, they don't have a weapon on them. They don't have no way to self-defense. You know, like I said again, they're vulnerable. You know.
Yeah,
so they're gonna take advantage.
You know what? And look, I don't know what kind of people these people are that do that, but my thing is that here you are, you know, somebody who's defenseless, and you're gonna go and pretty much try to punk them, and they're trying to make a living, and the money that they're making to feed their family, you want to take it away?
Right.
I don't understand people like that, but it's happening still.
Yeah.
You know, it's happening still.
The universe has a weird way of working. You know, all energy given is going to be returned.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And a lot of people need to know that and be reminded of that eventually everything you do is going to come right back.
Yeah, what goes around comes right back around, you know?
Yeah.
One day this person's vulnerable, you take advantage. Next day, somebody's taking advantage of you the same way you took advantage of this person.
Right. Okay. You know, let's talk a little bit about your label. Once again, the name of your record label is?
Grimy Records.
Grimy Records. So is there, you said the website is under construction?
Under construction.
Okay. Now, how many artists do you have right now signed to your label?
You know what? Honestly, we don't have nobody really signed to the label.
Okay.
Nobody signed officially. You know, everybody we have on the label is based on on the relationship we have. You know, our personal relationship, But once we start taking things more serious, then we're gonna sign our first artist. You know.
Okay.
You know, so we have artists on our label, but it's artist development. You know, we don't have them on contract. You know.
Okay.
It's more of management. You know.
Okay. Now, can we talk a little bit about the artists that are on the label? Can you name them by name?
Yeah, no doubt. So right now, you know, I'm a fool with me. You know, I got Anthony the Great, and then I have Doughboy. These are right here. Doughboy's not with us right now. I'm a fool and Anthony here with us, but other than that, I got Doughboy. He's on the record label. I got Lil Show, Alani, and then, you know, like I got a couple. Who else? I got a couple other artists that we got situations with. You know,
Okay.
like, you know, A&R album for an artist named Jules.
Okay.
You know, other than that, like, we really trying to get solidified. We want to sign our first artist and have put them on contract, but it just we're not trying to rush nothing. You know, we trying to be patient.
Right.
We trying to make sure we invest our time and money into somebody that's gonna be, you know, we're gonna succeed.
Right.
For sure.
And as far as okay, those are artists. Are you also going to be looking into possibly signing like singers? You know, or is it pretty much just rap?
You know, no doubt. You know, it's a record label, so basically, we trying to target, you know, all sounds.
Yeah.
Trying to target all sounds, whether
Okay.
it's singing, melodies, R&B, rap music, Spanish music. You know.
Okay.
Trap. We try to do everything.
I heard you do a little bit of Spanish on a song with I believe it was Troubled Kid. I believe you were still in, and he released a song.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You did like a Spanish verse on there.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
I thought it was kind of weird, and I'll tell you what it was weird. It wasn't your verse. It was that the way they did the video.
Well, yeah, I told them that that they should have just waited to shoot the video.
Yes.
But you know, they did I let little homie have that song. I let him have that. So it was up to him, whatever he wanted to do with it. You understand?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but if it was mine, we would have shot a video for sure. Would have waited. I told him we should probably just shoot the video again to that one because that song probably has a lot of potential. I feel like it does, but yeah, you know, I was in jail when they did that.
Yeah, because I was looking at it and I was like, why is that's Swifty Blue? Because I recognize your voice.
Yes, for sure.
And I was looking at the video and I was like, what the hell was this? You know, I just didn't get it, the concept of it.
Yeah.
But I realized that, okay, that's your verse, but you weren't out, so they went
Exactly.
ahead, improvised, and did it. Okay, I get it. Cool. I give it credit. But yeah, I interviewed him here as well.
Yeah, the dope artist.
Yeah, him. Oh, you know what? You mentioned that Doughboy.
Doughboy.
Okay. Somebody, when you were still inside, hit me up and they were trying to get him on here. I don't know if it was either one of you guys, but somebody was messaging me and was saying, we're going to try to get Doughboy. And I said, okay. I go, when is Swift getting on? He knew everything. He goes, oh, he'll be getting out soon, and I'll get him back on your show. I don't. That was on my last page before I got deleted. But they were trying to get Doughboy over here. So, you know, whenever we can make it happen, or any of your artists, you know?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and let him know. I will try to line it up for one of the next few shows. Yeah.
Yeah,
Doughboy will be dope to start off with. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Him, and if you can possibly connect me with that one guy that I said my son liked.
Peso, or
and then the other guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
We'll try to get them both to come in because they're both on the same group. Parkside. The Parkside is Huntington Park.
Okay, is that where they're both from?
That's where they're from. That's their.
That's right. No wonder my son told me that.
That's where they're pushing the Huntington Park, the Parkside boys. Yeah, that's them.
Yeah, I know. I got a lot of homies out there from Huntington Park.
Yeah, it's cool to see them doing their stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's
dope, man. That's dope.
Sure.
Now, let me ask you this: as far as shows is concerned, are you open for bookings?
Yes, I'm open for booking.
Okay, and like, what would they contact you if they needed to? Just DM you, or?
You know what? Okay, so basically, you could hit up at the Real Grammy Records on Instagram, or you can hit me in the DM directly. I got my email. I think my email's on my bio as well. I'm really not sure. I gotta double check. But you know, my email is Nelson10 my@gmail.com. That's my email. You can hit me directly, and other than that, like I said, at the Real Grammy Records, you can hit them in a DM. They'll get at me as soon as possible, and you know.
Okay. Do you have a manager, or you do everything yourself?
No, I have a manager.
Okay.
I have a manager. His name is CALI, and I have Well, basically, I got a management team, so
Okay.
I got a team of I got a couple of people that help me run my stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Have you done any shows since you've been out?
I actually have one on the 24th. On the 24th, that's I think this weekend.
Okay, where's that at?
It's in Orange County.
Okay.
Orange County. I got the link in my bio, so if people want to buy tickets, you know, Swifty Blue on Instagram, hit the link in my bio, go get some tickets. Orange County is gonna be lit. For sure.
That's dope. That's dope.
Sure.
Where is the farthest, if any, that you have traveled to go
I've been to
perform?
Washington to do a show. I've been doing
Okay.
a show out there. What was it? Seattle? No, what was it? Seattle, Washington. I forgot exactly where.
Okay. And-
Not Washington D.C., but the other Washington.
Yes. Yes. And how was the reaction of the crowd?
You know what? It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool because I had fans over there, and at the time I was just coming up, so I didn't expect to have as many fans as I did, and especially out of state. So that was pretty dope.
As an artist, does it ever trip you out that, like, people walk up to you and like, man, I love your shit, man. This shit is dope.
You know what? Every time it feels rewarding. Every time.
Yeah, yeah. Because even myself now, I'm an older guy, but I get people that come up to me. I was at the swap meet the other day walking around. I love walking around the damn swap meets, okay? And whether it's the Paramount, whether it's the Roadium or the Alpine Village. Yeah. And I'm walking around and some guy comes up to me, and he was a Samoan cat. And he put a look like maybe he was like about your age. And he goes, hey, what's up, Tony? Hey, Roadium Radio? And I was like, yeah. He goes, oh, I'm a big fan. And sometimes I want to say, how are you a fan, bro? Like you're a youngster. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you know about me? I guess I kind of want to ask, but I'm like, okay, cool. Can we take a picture? Yeah, no problem, man.
That's dope.
But it still trips me out to this day. But I think this platform has kind of gotten me out there a little bit more.
Right.
Because I'm live pretty much, twice a week, sometimes three times a week. And I'm in people's homes. And we average between 7 to 10K for each interview. So that many people see it. So after a while, I got to remember, I'm a familiar face now.
Yes.
So, but I love interviewing, man. I love learning from people. I love, if you will, getting the artists new fans.
Yes.
I believe this is a platform that either you're going to win fans or lose fans.
Right.
Because there's people that have come here and gave great interviews. And people hit me up, hey, man, you know what? I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't like that fool's music, but I like the way he came across. I'm going to support that dude.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? So I tell him, hey, man, that's dude. That's cool. Show him support,
Yes, that's dope.
So now, other than that, so people can reach you in your DM for shows. And now let's talk a little bit about music is concerned. Can we expect a Swifty Blue EP? Is it just going to be a single? Is there an album in the works? What can your fans expect 2021 from you?
You know what? For sure, we have a project pending. We have a Spanish project pending. So that's something for sure to expect. Other than that, I might drop some singles. I want to drop a project, but I might just go ahead and drop that project pending. I'm working on a double S project. I might just go ahead and drop those two and just kick back for the year. You know what I'm saying? Kick back and start from scratch next year.
Okay. Now you said a Spanish project pending.
Yes.
Is it going to be like Spanish rap or is it that corrido rap?
No, it's for sure. It's like some Spanish bars. Some Spanish rap, some different vibes and stuff.
Okay.
Not too much. I don't got no corridos, but more like just like rap vibes. And I'll go to school. At home primarily my language is Spanish, but we live out here. You know what I'm saying? So,
of course.
So the primary language out here is English. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like it was a little tough for me, but I made it happen.
Yeah.
Because my Spanish is not like the most. I'm not the most fluent in Spanish.
Right.
My Spanish is. Yo hablo español.
Right.
I understand it and all that, but it's not the best.
Right. Growing up, Spanish was my first language. We weren't allowed to speak English at home.
Yeah, no doubt.
But hanging out on the streets, my English got a whole lot better, and my Spanish started disappearing. But I can have a conversation. I could do an entire interview all in Spanish as well.
See?
but I'm not too comfortable with it like the way I am in English. You know, so because sometimes in Spanish, I like once again I could hold a great conversation with somebody, but there's a certain word that I have to take my time saying. You know, so then I was like, okay, how do you say that word? And then I'm like, okay, I'll fuck it up. I'll sound terrible in Spanish when I say certain words. But now, you right now, as far as the Spanish stuff, if I'm correct, did you ever drop or were you featured on a song that was like a reggaeton beat?
I dropped something on my YouTube channel, a song called Yo Ya Coroné. It had like reggaeton vibes.
Okay, I think that's the one I listened to. I thought that shit was nice, man.
It was smooth. I kind of liked it. You know, I could bump it right now, and I wouldn't change it. I could smoke to it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So
okay, and
I think that's what makes it good. If I could sit there and listen to it and smoke to it, and I'm not gonna change it or turn out, that thing is smooth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And do you plan to do more stuff like that?
Yeah, I actually do. I got more stuff. I got a video dropping soon that we did last year, but we're gonna drop it this year, featuring Melly Mel from the Dominican Republic. She's a dope artist, pretty big platform. So we're gonna drop the song with her called Ganas, and it has similar vibes, like you know, like Spanish reggaeton, like R&B Spanish type, you know.
Right,
so it's
right.
pretty dope. Different. It's different for sure. You get what I'm saying?
And her name is Melly Mel.
Melly Mel.
Oh, see, my Melly Mel is Melly Mel and from the Furious 5, from the old school East Coast group, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, and the name of their main rapper was Melly Mel.
Okay, yeah, it's a female name, Melly Mel.
Okay, cool.
From
I
the
guess
Dominican Republic.
I have to be. You know what? Now I'm starting to wonder if I heard about her. But okay. Now one last thing before we go to break. Let's plug in your video. Once again, the one you just said just dropped about a few minutes ago, or what was the name of it again? The video that just dropped now.
The video I just dropped, it's called Outside. It's on YouTube, and we just dropped it about an hour ago.
Okay, now let's speak a little bit about it. Who's in it?
Okay, it's me featuring Inky Boy Lex and featuring Doughboy. I'm saying we just talked about Doughboy, so it's my first video coming out of jail. I had actually recorded this song before I went to jail, but I sat on it a little bit because it's a really hot record, really hot. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just sit on this for my next project or whatnot. But I'm fresh out, I got new music I'm working on, and new music dropping. So I said, let me go ahead and drop something just to tease the people and let them know, like, hey, look,
you're back.
I got this content. I got this content out. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, and what are you talking about in the track?
I'm talking about the streets, and I'm talking about how it's a blessing to be alive. Just talking shit, really.
That'll work.
I'm talking shit. Talking about how I could be dead or alive. I could be in the pen dead, but I'm still alive. You know what I'm saying?
That'll work, man. We're gonna go ahead and take a 10-minute break. We're gonna go outside because it's getting a little hot in here. But once again, call somebody, text somebody. You know the rest. Swifty Brews in the motherfucking house. We'll be back 10 minutes. You'll call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody. Let them know that Roadium Radio is live up in this biatch.
Hey, Tony, drop that. What, bass?
I bet.
My name is the Croft, the C-R-A-W-F-O-R-D, the poet high C. Tony A, the wizard, just as cool as a visit. Picking out his tongue, stabbing pussy like a lizard. Ooh, so sorry,
you are now about to witness.
Tony H. Get funky.
Tell her where you're from.
You don't like how I'm living? Well, fuck you. Who knows Saturday night in LA? Yo, feeling kind of fancy. Stop what you're doing, cause I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you used to. What the hell are you looking for? Can a young man make money anymore? Wear my jeans and like freaking on the floor? Or is it my job to make sure I'm poor? Disruption, disorder, will nourish, not justify. Those that live at the FBI, look at mama's baby.
Yo, this is how I see it. Tony A. chilling at the Roadium with my homeboy Steve. Be on the lookout for our new 12-inch. The shit is dope. Yo, I like to say what's up to my homeboy Dre, my homeboy Prince of Jazz, and the girls with the big ol' ass. So Trip, I'm about to bust one more time to let y'all niggas know just what's on my mind.
In the morning, police at my door. Fresh to be this week across my bathroom floor. Out my back window, I make my escape. Didn't even get a chance to grab my old school tape. Mad with no music, but happy cause free. And the street to a player is the place to be. Got a knot in my pocket weighing at least a grand.
Welcome back, everybody, to Roadium Radio episode 178. And let me remind you that tomorrow I will be back with 2 special guests. I'm trying to knock out as many interviews as I can. Some of them have asked to be rescheduled, so I rescheduled them. That's why I'm putting them all together now. I'll be back tomorrow with 2 guests, and then I'll be back Sunday with another special, actually 2 more special guests. Friday, no Freaky Tales. That will be the following week. So other than that, we're going to go ahead and jump into some questions that some fans have either DM'd me or emailed me to ask Swifty. I got a couple of questions, and let's jump right back into it with Swifty Blue. So I got a couple of questions that some people asked, and it's up to you. Some of them are kind of silly, but the best way that you can answer them.
Yes, sir.
How do you deal with trolls?
Man, you know what? It depends how I'm feeling that day. Sometimes I talk shit back. Sometimes I sit there and respond to all the trolls and I go at it with them. or sometimes I just, like sometimes I'm not having. I just restrict them. If I really got to, I'll block them. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? We exercise authority. Block. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's all good though.
Yeah. And sometimes I'm almost the same way. If a motherfucker comes to my page and try to talk shit, all depending on how I'm feeling that day, I'll go at it with a motherfucker.
Man. I got time today.
Yeah, I got time today.
I got time today.
Exactly. So, and the crazy thing is, man, is that these guys, these trolls go out of their way.
Man, trying to get under your skin.
Yes, like they're there on purpose on a fake ass page just to get under your skin.
What?
Like, do you really have that much time? Is your life that bad that you have to go make up an email, go make a new account,
right?
Start following about 80 people so it can look legit, and then go on your page, fuck you, swear.
And then you block them sometimes, but then they'll come back strong with like 3-4 new profiles. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like, do you really have that much time?
Damn, I'll be like, if they come back multiple times, I'll be like, this is out of control right here. I'm gonna just stop entertaining this person, period. Like,
right.
You beat me, motherfucker. I don't got time for this one.
Now, one thing I will say that a lot of these guys that do that shit probably got all the fucking time in the world, and I call them secret fans.
Yeah, and the thing about it, I was about to say is basically, if you try to be nice to these guys, like, okay, they'll come at you like disrespectful, and they'll tell you things to get under your skin. But if you come at these people like real proper with respect, and you tell them like positive things, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna flip in the script and try to be cool with you now. So they just want attention. They want a reaction. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I've had people that have told me.
I've tried it, just experimenting. Like, let me try to be nice as much as they're disrespecting me. But let me boom, boom, boom. All of a sudden, these motherfuckers like, reposting my music now.
Right.
He was just talking shit. Like,
Yes, exactly. I've had dudes that have hit me up and talk shit, and then I'm like, hey, check this out, man. You have a blessed day. Go ahead and say whatever makes you feel better. It doesn't really bother me.
Right.
And then they come back, hey, bro, I'm a fan. I watch Freaky Tales and I watch Roadium Radio. I just, I'm like, oh, God,
Dear
okay.
Lord Jesus Christ. Man.
I just don't want him to tell me he loves me.
Right.
So, okay, here's another one. How do you deal? This was a serious one. At least I think it is. And we won't mention any of them, but how do you deal with rappers that try to come at you crazy? Have you had your share of that?
Happens often.
And again, not to shine any light and not to spread negativity on their name. We'll leave it at that. But my thing is this, like, half the times that they come at you, why is it that they come at you for? Like,
a lot of times people have disagreements or people come at each other sideways, or whatever the case is. But, we try not to entertain the negativity because, it doesn't bring no money.
Right.
It slows down the money. But at the end of the day, we're all from the streets. So all we know in the streets is like you get what you get. You know what I'm saying? You give me a low blow, I'm going to give you a low blow right back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Yeah. Now, I'm sure that people have tried to come at you crazy, whether it's social media or whether it's, person to person text. I don't know how they come at you, but have any of those confrontations ever mended where like you guys are cool now?
Well, you know what? Nobody's ever really came at me crazy like face to face. A lot of times it's been over social media or stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Most of the time, 9 times out of 10, any artist or rapper we have had an altercation, it has not been face to face. 9 times out of 10. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So for me, it's never been like, if it's something on social media,
right,
then it's nothing really serious to me. You get what I'm saying?
Of course.
So anything you see on the internet, like, it's easy for me to put behind me, or easy for me to be like, oh yeah, like whatever, this guy was talking shit, whatever, I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't really bother me. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That shit like that, but.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I've had people that have come at me too, and it's always for this reason. Why haven't you interviewed me yet? And then they start getting crazy on me.
No, I hear that.
And I'm like, look, cool, whatever, man. I'm going to make a video about you talking shit. Okay, cool, whatever, man, Hey, Tone, there's a video out about you. Cool. I'm going to say this now. Like, fuck, you're probably nobody until somebody makes a video of you.
Man. No, real talk. Real talk.
Okay, here's another one. It's kind of the same thing. Somebody's put, how do you deal with haters? You kind of already touched on that. Do you ever get people, here's when my haters come out. They never come out during the day on social media. They do it about 1 or 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning when they know I'm asleep. So now I wake up to, fuck you, your show sucks, your podcast sucks. And then I look and they're following me.
Man.
I'm like, what the hell? So one day I replied and I put, good morning, have a blessed day. Hey, I was drinking last night. Dispensa.
Yeah, that's what I was going to tell you right now too. Kill them with kindness. That's how I deal with haters. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't deal with it all the time like that. But,
of course.
But you know what? I'm learning, I'm maturing, and I'm trying to be more like, on the same frequency all the time, on that mellow, on that peace of mind, that I'm like being negative and stuff. So basically, when people try to bring negativity to me, or like tell me things like their negative stuff, haters or whatnot, I try to kill them with kindness.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
And believe it or not, many times when you do kill them with kindness, they really come out and show you really that they are a fan. Yeah. Why they decided to switch it up, like, I don't know. But some people be weird like that,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They oh man, I loved it when you did that song with so and so, and that other. You should keep it up, Swift. And after a while, you're like, what the fuck? You would just come at me crazy, like.
Yeah.
But okay, here's an interesting one, and maybe you could fill us in. Tekashi's girl. Okay, somebody said that you guys were on a live together.
Yeah, we went live.
Okay, let's go back a little bit more. How did you meet this person? Was it all social media?
Well, it was social media. Yeah, basically, I went on her live because one of my boys, he was telling me like, oh man, like she's so fine, this and that. Like I like this girl so much, and I was like, who you talking about her? He's watching her live. So I go on there and I start telling her like, go live with me. You know what I'm saying? Just because the homie was pumping me up, like, damn, she's bad. I like this girl.
Yeah.
So, you know, I had just got my blue check on Instagram and whatnot. So I was like, man, let's see what this blue check can do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Like, you know, people see the check, they're like, oh, this is an important person right here, or this influencer, whatever, artist, whatever, whatnot. So I go on her stuff. I start putting like, let's go live. What's up? And then people start pumping it up like, oh, go live with Swifty Blue. And she's like, who's Swifty Blue? And then I just went live. Like eventually she accepted my live. Yeah, we was just, you know, like.
Did you ever talk to her since after that?
I just talked to her that one time, and then I hit her up afterwards. But she just sees the messages. She won't respond. But I'm not gonna lie. I was just like. I wasn't being serious. I was just really being like funny. I was being funny, and I was just trying to get a reaction out of her too. So I was like, I'm gonna fly you out. Like, what's up? Like, come to LA. I'm gonna fly you out. What up? You know, but I was just talking shit. You know what I'm saying? So she probably thinking like, she probably got the wrong impression. You know what I'm saying? But I was just joking. I'm on live. I'm going ham. Like, oh, I got this bitch on live with me. Like, well,
right.
I'm, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk that shit. Like, what's up? Ooh, you know what I'm saying?
Did 6ix9ine ever reach out? Hey man, what you talking to my girl for?
Nah, I don't. I don't think he seen. I don't think he seen it. But if he did, I would have told him like, man, like nigga, I was just entertaining the bitch. Man. I was just being funny, man. That's your baby mama. Like, relax, man.
Right.
Like, come on, man.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question. And the reason why I'm asking you this question, because we're on the Tekashi girl, whatever.
Yeah.
But I had a couple of Chicano rappers out here, okay? I just recently found out that Tekashi's manager is a Chicano dude from Arizona.
Wow.
I found that out here. I won't tell you who told me, but it's legit, okay?
And that's his manager right now?
Right now, okay?
Wow.
I just found this out like maybe about a month and a half ago.
Well, you know what? He's probably really thirsty for some money to go ahead and push him, because that kid's trouble. Yes.
Okay, and that's where I'm going. So here's the question. Because this guy reached out to a lot of Chicano rappers. Tekashi wanted to do a song with so-and-so, Chicano rapper, so-and-so. So I finally got down to one of my homies, real known Chicano rapper. He calls me up and he tells me, this guy's offering me a lot of money to do a song with him. And he wants to shoot it in my neighborhood, the video. He goes, what do you think I should do? And I go, bro, you already know that fucking answer, bro. I won't tell you what to do. He goes, I really need this money and I can use this money, man. He goes, and it'll probably be the biggest platform that I've ever did. He goes, but I already know this guy is a fucking rata.
Right.
And I said, bro, he doesn't live by the same street codes that everybody else out here lives by. Mm-hmm. So, look, bro, all I'm going to say, you do that track, it's not going to be good, bro.
Man.
Okay, I'm just letting you, and I asked him, how much was he offering? Now, whether this is true or not, I don't know. But he said he was offering him $50K to do a song and the video, but he wanted to shoot the video in this hood. He goes, I know what Tekashi's trying to do. He's trying to gain some street credibility out here in LA by doing a song with a Chicano rapper. And he thinking maybe that'll open doors and others will do it and have his back, if you will. So Tekashi, let's just say, he hits you up and he says, Swift, I'm offering you this much, boom, boom, boom. Would you do a song with me?
Man, I'll be honest with you. I'll be really honest with you. I won't do a song, but I'll probably just rob him for his money. I'll be honest with you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, I'll just take advantage of the situation, powerhouse him. Like, if he really wants to work with me, all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, check it out.
Meet me here.
Send me a deposit. We could do this. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, we'll do this and that.
What if he says,
I'll work his ass.
Yeah, what if he says, I'll give you this much and I'll let you fly out my girl?
No, well, shit, I'll be like, I could fly her out without you doing this and that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But look, but I tell him, I tell him after where I work him, I let him know, like, hey, look, man, you know, you had that coming. Like, you know, you lucky it wasn't nothing else, and just Just you took a dub. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's it.
You won. You know what I'm saying? You won.
Okay.
You won. Yeah.
Here's another one. I think I know a little bit about that this goes on. What do you think of rappers with false beef? And let me tell you what I mean by that. Somebody told me this, that there was one rapper that told another rapper, let's create a beef on social media. It's fake. Mm-hmm. You blast me, I blast you. You blast me, we just kind of go back and forth. And right when we get ready to drop our own shit, our own videos, our music, that way people can go buy it. I knew of one situation, I think it's interesting that somebody submitted that, where one person told another rapper, let's create a beef. But they were going at it so much that one of them actually took it personal, and it turned out to be a real beef.
Yes.
Do you think that sells records?
You know what? It does bring a lot of attention. I don't necessarily know if it sells records. Well, maybe it helps a little bit, but that's not the best marketing. It's not the best marketing. You could do other things, but you know, I guess some people are just like small-minded and they want to go with like something that's real easy. It's so easy to be like, hey man, fuck you, this, that, man, we won't put it on the internet. People gonna believe anything they see, you know?
Yes, and then you got people that will take that screenshot or take that video, go put it on their YouTube page and collect monetization off of it.
Right, man.
Yeah. So, has anybody ever hit you up without giving any names and said, "Let's create this beef"?
Well, no, that's never happened. That's never happened. Like every time I got into it with somebody, I got into it with them based off of like real disagreements or real, like, you get what I'm saying? It was all authentic. It wasn't like, oh man, these fools are doing it for entertainment, for the clout. You know, it was entertaining. Everything is entertaining, you know.
Right.
But that, you know, that nobody got time to be over here fucking making up beefs and shit. I'd rather go do a fucking marketing campaign. Like, let's go hit this neighborhood and do a food drive, then go promote our album and do this. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. There's other ways.
I try to do something more positive.
They try to create a fault.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Why am I gonna do that? You know, I really try to stop. Like, even when motherfuckers diss me or whatever, I try to not return negative energy. You know, because that's not the type of influence I want to give.
Have you been dissed on a song yet?
You know what? I think I got a couple records that were meant towards me. No, I've been dissed on a couple records where fools actually mentioned me in their songs. Mm-hmm. But then I got a couple other records where they were like directed towards me, but they didn't mention me. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I've been dissed on a few records and stuff.
Okay, that's pretty good. At least they said your name.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Sure, you got a couple of followers and subscribers.
Yeah, but I know they're undercover fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Now here's another one. Somebody said, "Do you consider yourself a gangster rapper?"
Shit, I'm not a church. I'm not a church. You know, like. I'm not a.
So is it safe to say that the music genre that you spit is gangster rap?
Yeah, we do some gangster rap. We do gangster rap. Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully that answers your guys' question. Now, as far as do you ever plan to do any? Okay, I guess songs with R&B artists. I don't know where they got that from, but. Do you have any chick singers on your?
Yeah. We working on a little R&B project. We kind of put out a couple records on YouTube that were kind of related, but we haven't put the project out. Eventually, we'll finalize the project and put it out. We just want to make sure that when we put it out, it's dope and you know we get the reaction we're looking for.
Okay. I got two more questions. One of them says, where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
5 years from now,
you'll be 30.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna be 30 years old. 5 years.
Where do you want to see yourself 5 years from now?
Really, I want to see myself somewhere ducked off in a nice house. You know what I'm saying? Just really collecting some revenue and stuff. That's where I see myself.
Yeah.
Planning on the next 10 years.
Yeah. You know, one thing. Look, Swift. I'm gonna be honest with you. when I turned 50, I told my son, the one who's out there with you, I said, these are the most important years of my life. And he said, why is that? And I said, because I'm trying to do everything within 10 years, because I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here. So whatever I do, whatever I make is for my family, for my grandbabies, you know, for my children. Because think about it, in 7 years, I'll be 60 years old. And mentally and physically, I still feel like I'm between 28 and 30 years old.
Man.
Like, seriously. Look, I know my son will get mad. I could take off my shirt and look better than my son.
Well, you know what? That's what I was going to tell you, man. Yeah, for sure. You don't look your age.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
For sure.
So I like to encourage people that whatever you do, man, do it now. You know, do it now. There will never be any perfect timing. And whatever money you get, you could fuck it off, or you can invest in yourself. Invest in a home, you know, invest in property. Something is going to continue to bring you revenue. You know, I mean, that's the wise thing to do with your money.
No doubt, for sure.
You know, because I know people that, believe it or not, had their priorities wrong. Were living in a 1-bedroom apartment, but had an $85,000 BMW outside.
What?
Yeah, so I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Like,
no, it doesn't make sense at all.
So, you know, be wise with your guys' money, because you know what? Some people's careers could be in and out. Some people can have longevity, you know? So, okay, maybe they're asking this because you came out a little bit on the thick side. Do you ever want to open up a restaurant?
Man,
Grimy food.
I do. I actually want to open up. I want to get in the food industry, do something.
Yeah.
Whether it's a food truck, whether it's a restaurant. I might just do a food truck because it seems a little more like easier to deal with than a restaurant. But we'll see. Who knows? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In the future.
Okay. What kind of food do you like, man? I know you like all kinds.
You know what? Man, shit. I like everything. I like Mexican food. I like
Italian
barbecue. I like Italian food. I like all that stuff. You know, I like mariscos, seafood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What's a dope restaurant, or maybe a mariscos restaurant that you would recommend? Did you got any in your neighborhood?
El Sinaloense.
Okay.
In Paramount. That one's pretty dope. What else is really good over there?
You ever heard of, I think it's called, man, I'm trying to remember, I don't know if it's, no, I don't think it's Linwood, but it's called Mariscos Moreno.
I'm not sure.
It's a little hole in the wall, but fuck, the shrimp cocktails are fucking amazing.
Man.
Amazing, bro.
I bet.
So.
I love shrimp.
Yes. Now, there's a local restaurant here in Long Beach. You can find one off of Anaheim and Pine, or Anaheim and Obispo. And it's called Los Compadres in Long Beach. The Mexican food there is, to me, dope. You know, I can always tell a good Mexican restaurant by their salsa and chips.
Right.
You know, yeah. And then their aguachiles, their ostiones. They serve ostiones with ceviche on top.
Man, I never really liked the oysters.
No?
I don't know. I tried them for the first time, but they were like, you know, just like, you just supposed to swallow that motherfucker, huh?
Some people chew them. I chew mine.
You chew your, oh, okay.
Yeah. But tapatio, lemon, salt.
No, well, it's pretty good, but I just felt like, I was like, the homie was like, man, don't chew, just swallow that motherfucker. I was like, all right, oh shit, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, it feels weird.
It's all good though, man.
It's good though, yeah, for sure, yeah.
I could fuck myself up a whole dozen.
Yeah.
Easy.
He's like, these are good for you.
Yes, very, very true.
Yeah.
Your girl would love it.
Right.
So now I ran out of fan questions. Is there anything, Swift, that I didn't ask you? Anything you wanted to talk about? Anything you wanted to bring up? Maybe you...
Yeah, so basically, I already mentioned it once, but we just dropped our first video on YouTube since we got out of jail. And we're just really trying to run it up, trying to see what we could do, trying to see how the people react. And, you know, hopefully we could get the best results possible. So, you know, go subscribe to my YouTube channel, Swifty Blue on YouTube. And we got more content coming.
Dope. Let me see. Okay. Let me see what the live chat is saying. Anybody on the live chat want to ask Swift anything? Go ahead and let me see. Should have had phone calls, but I don't trust trolls. So.
Man. Tell me about it.
I don't trust trolls. So, okay. Anyways, let's get back to this. We got about 5 more minutes. What do you want to talk about, Swift? I ran out of my questions.
Let's talk about
Are you a strip club guy?
well, you know what? Who doesn't like dancers and shit? But I don't really like the whole idea of throwing money and shit. You know what I'm saying?
You want to keep your money?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Okay. And you celebrated your birthday in Vegas, you said? Or was that the 20? No, that was when you turned 25.
Yeah, I turned 25. I shot a music video in Vegas. I was out there working. I didn't really celebrate. I just came back to LA and celebrated here. But I was out there on some work. I was working and stuff.
Are you a big Vegas guy? Like, is that your
You
spot?
know what? Well, like, you heard me say I don't really like throwing money. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So Vegas, hey, I don't really like gambling. You know what I'm saying?
Me neither.
I don't like the most I'll gamble, and I won't even do it too much. Is I'll make a sports bet with you, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Right. Okay. Go ahead. Okay, let's talk about Swifty Blue. How did you get your name, and has that always been your name?
Yeah, basically, my brother from my neighborhood, he's Big Swifty. He's Swifty, the original Swifty. When I got put onto my neighborhood, I was Little Swifty, and just as I made music and I grew as an artist, I picked up the blue. You know, I just said fuck it. You know, it's Swifty Blue. Swagged it out a little bit. You know.
Okay.
Swagged it out a little bit. Double S, Southside Blue. So I was like, all right, let's rock and roll like that. You know.
Before Swifty Blue, did you ever have a rap name prior?
No, I actually didn't. You know, I never put nothing out. My first song that I put out ever, I put it out as Swifty Blue.
No shit. Okay. Is there any other rappers out there with the same name, Swifty?
You know what? There's rappers with the name Swifty, but not Swifty Blue. Swifty Blue has been pretty original, and everybody knows me. Like, you know, I was the original one. Swifty. You talk about Swifty Blue? That's me. I'm saying that I'm the face. You know what I'm saying? It ain't. You know, it ain't known. There's not. Go on YouTube, look it up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. You got a lot of girl groupies.
Oh man, like, you know what? I'll be honest with you. Like, I got a lot of like, I got some fans and females that be on me, but you know, like it you know, they like the music. They like the music. You know what I'm saying? That's it, man. They like the music. Sure.
All right. Keep your circle small, bro. You never know who to trust.
No doubt.
Because some females are sent.
No, for sure. You know, we love females, but the thing about it is, females are trouble. Females are trouble, no doubt, man.
Yeah.
No doubt, yeah.
Yeah. I can name one, but I'll leave it at that.
Man,
But
we all can name one or two. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay. If I'm correct, you have children. You're a father.
Yeah, I was about to mention that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. That's why we stay away from them. It's trouble. It's trouble.
Do you love being a father, man?
Yeah, it's dope, man. I can't even imagine not being a father because it already happened. So it's like, you get what I'm saying? I can't imagine this not happening. So it's dope. It's dope. You just gotta embrace it. You gotta embrace it.
You know, right now I have my grandkids, and I feel like a father all over again.
Man, tell me about it.
One day when you're a grandfather and you have your grandbabies over, you're gonna feel like your kids were born over again.
Yeah.
It's just to me, an amazing feeling being a grandfather. Being a father is one thing, but being a grandfather is like the next level. Like,
man, I can only imagine.
It's a beautiful thing, man. So we come to the end of our interview, and any shout outs you want to give? Maybe you want to shout out your crew again, your record?
Shout out to my label, Grammy Records. Shout out to my brother label. Shout out OTR. Shout out Roadium Radio, you know, and my producers. Everybody rocking with us, and you know, shout out to the fans.
That'll work. And the single dropped today, earlier, the video.
The name of the song is Outside, featuring Inky Boy Legs, Doughboy. It's out on YouTube now. Swifty Blue. Subscribe.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the link in my community so you guys can go check it out.
Send that to you.
Yeah, go ahead and text that to me. So other than that, let me go ahead and thank Swifty Blue and his whole crew for showing up. Much love, much respect to them. Much success, you know, from here going on forward. And let me give a shout out to my boy Alex Cervantes Enterprise. If you got a hoopty, once again, contact him at 8 on at Cervantes Enterprise on Instagram. My son B Scallons for helping me promote this. Anthony the Hip Hop Jedi, and we'll give a shout out to Erica B&B Entertainment. Much love, much respect to her and everybody that tuned in, everybody that subscribed, everybody that liked, that comment, everybody in the live chat, talking shit, those not talking shit, doesn't matter. You guys are still here. Much love, much respect to you guys. We'll be back tomorrow with another 2 guests, and then Sunday. You guys have a blessed night. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you guys later.